Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. I am Snigdha Bharadwaj from ITS College of Pharmacy. So, in today's lecture we are going to discuss about biosensors, its working and applications in pharmaceutical industries. So, let us get started. So, first we will talk about what the biosensor is. So, it is an analytical device that consists a combination of biological detecting elements like sensor system and a transducer which is termed as biosensor. So, basically biosensor is an analytical devices. It contains an immobilized cell, we can say enzyme, any protein, any cell. So, which can specifically interact with an analyte and produce physical or chemical or electrical signals that can be measured. An analyte is a compound like glucose, urea, drug, pesticides whose concentration is to be determined or measured. So, it is a combination of digital like signal, it produces signal when your analyte interact with the immobilized cells or protein or enzymes. So, it will give any time it will give a biochemical reactions and ultimately a component of the system changes the biochemical reactions to a digital one and you will get the measured value on the device. So, it is basically known as biosensors. In simple words, as you see in the picture, you must have seen all these type of devices coming in recently. So, in this we can see that this is a mini device which can be adhered to the skin to get signals. Like in these recent times, these type of technologies are developing technologies. It provides patient compliance, it provides better treatment regimens, it provides ease of applications and ease of treatments. So, in simple words, biosensors are analytical devices that detect changes in biological processes and transform the biological data into electrical signal. As I told you that once your enzymes or immobilized cell present in the biosensor fixed on the biosensor surfaces interact with the analyte like glucose, urea in your blood components. So, it will give the biochemical reactions releasing of multi-component systems within the blood, right. So, once it reacts to the analyte, then it gives the some sort of value or some sort of reactions, and the component in the biosensors called transducer changes that electrochemical signal into digital one, which is reflecting on the devices, right. So, the main features of biosensors are stability, economical, sensitivity, reproducibility. Yes, it is really important that why we are going for biosensors, such a digitalized devices, when we have lot of treatment regimens, like we have multiple type of dosage forms which can give a modified release of drug profiles, right. So, here are the main features why we choose biosensors for its development. So, main components. Now, we will talk about biosensors composition, right. The sensor or a detector. So, first you understand this device, we are saying that it is a biosensor or tiny device which is known as biosensor. So, in this device, what are the different component or of the biosensor? So, main components, first is sensor or detector, next is transducer, third is electrical circuit. So, these all are main components. So, we will go one by one. Sensor or detector, a biochemical receptor, right. So, it is a biochemical receptor, sense, which senses the reaction is known as sensor. It is a biochemical receptor which is a biological component, like you must have heard about immobilized enzyme or enzyme immobilization. It is in continuation with that particular thing, right. So, it is a biological component which is fixed onto a solid surface and then put it into a device for further interaction with the analyte. This is the main reason which interact with the analyte and then determines the value or the presence or amount of the analyte in your samples. So, a biochemical receptor, which is a biological component, tissue, enzymes, antibodies, nucleic acids, any protein. So, it interacts with the analyte and signal the changes in its composition as electrical signals, right. So, once it analyzed, then once it interacts, the reaction is getting converted into signals, and this conversion takes place by transducer, right. So, next main component of biosensor is transducer, a physical component which amplifies the biochemical signal received from detector, alters the resulting signal into electrical and display as an attainable way, right. So, here you see it is a physical component which amplifies. This is important terminology you should focus on. Biochemical signal received from detector, the device or component incorporated into your biosensor, right. So, from detector what biochemical signals or reactions are taking place, it comes to detector and detector to transducer, then transducer amplifies that readings and transferred as a electrical or digital units to a particular screen or a response, right. Electrical circuit. So, this associated part is consist of signal conditioning unit, right. Signal conditioning unit, a processor or microcontroller or a display unit on which you see the digitalized value or digitalized measurements of particular sample present in your further your biological samples, we can say. If you are talking about glucose, so if you are checking glucose through a glucose digital meter, so how you get the values on a display unit? You get the values in numbers, right. So, I am talking about those particular numbers, it is reflecting on a display unit, which is a electrical circuit. So, main features of biosensors are, it should be highly specific for the analyte, right. That means the sensitivity must be high. If you are fixing an immobilized cell or protein or any enzyme onto a biosensor device, that means it should be highly sensitive towards your analyte, right, in a minute quantity or minute proportion, right. It should not be like this, that if you are putting that biosensor in a particular sample to measure the amount of analyte and it is not reacting, that means if no reaction occurs, no result will occur, right. So, the reaction should be independent of manageable factors like pH, temperature, stirring, etc. right. We all have different physiological conditions, right. So, variation means we have standardized things, but in individual case we may have different slight difference in the standard values. Like if we are talking about that pH of skin, if I am putting any device biosensor onto a skin, that means I am having that the biosensor must be affected by that pH change. No, it is not, right, and it should not, right. So, because slight variation among people or among individuals may cause different variation in the final results. So, it must not dependent on these type of physiological factors like pH, temperature, stirring or any agitation during the application. So, these factors should not affect the performance of these tiny devices called biosensors. right. So, the response should be linear over a useful range of analyte concentrations. Yes, it is very important. When you design one biosensor or any biosensor for any particular measurement of analyte, you must remember that if you are using it for multiple time, then it should give a linear response or constant value. There must be no variation for the same sample of same type of analyte into it, right. Otherwise, its reproducibility is not up to the mark, right. So, it is very important point when for example, when you use these type of digital devices for any type of biological measurements, then you must validate the equipment for knowing its that it is it giving repetitive values or same values on repetitive use or not. If it is not, then it cannot be used for multiple purposes or multiple frequencies or times by the patient. So, it is very important to understand that your biosensor should give or must give the repetitive constant value for particular analyte, right. The device should be tiny and biocompatible. Of course, this is the major advantage of these type of devices, that it can be easy to carry. During traveling, you can carry a glucose measuring unit into your bag, right. For example, this is very tiny devices. So, it can be easy to handle or to carry. The device should be cheap, small, easy to use and capable of repeated use, or reproducibility must be high, right. So, why we are saying that patient compliance is high? Because they are small, they are affordable, they are cheap, or they are easy to use. No complex processes are there for particular use by the patient if we are focusing the patient as a customers. So, these things makes these devices very useful for the patients. So, what is the working principle of biosensor? So, we have discussed what are the different components and what are their roles in designing biosensors. Now, how biosensor work? So, biosensors work on the principle of signal transduction and biorecognition of elements. This is very important terminology, signal transduction and biorecognition of elements. Yes, you know biorecognition of elements, right. So, biorecognition of elements means we measuring any amount of analyte present in your sample, right. Signal transduction, yes, the biochemical reaction is converted as an electrical signal which displays on the display unit of biosensor. So, basically the principle is signal transduction and biorecognition of element. The desired biological material in sensor is a part of your biosensor, is usually a specific deactivated enzyme, or we can say immobilized enzymes or cells or protein or amino acids and nucleic acids, which is placed in the proximity to the transducer. Through the sensor, the reaction measures or the sensitivity of the sensor will produce the biochemical reactions, and then it will go to the transducer converted these biochemical reaction to a electrical signals which can be measured by the devices, right. The tested analyte links to a specific enzyme, we can say it bioreceptor. The tested analyte means the particular material to be measured or to be analyzed in your particular sample, that is known as analyte, and which is fixed on the sensor is known as immobilized cell or immobilized enzymes or immobilized biological materials, we can say antibodies, anything, right. So, the tested analyte links to specific enzyme, the tested. So, we are saying that links means interaction. When the tested analyte interact with the specific enzyme or immobilized enzyme, biological material. So, it it induces a change in biochemical property of the enzyme. So, biochemical reaction occurs and which is responsible for biochemical changes of enzyme, and which is turn gives an electronic response through a transducer to a display unit or electroenzymatic approach, right. So, this is how a biosensor works. So, electroenzymatic process is the chemical process. If we talk about particularly what is electroenzymatic approach. So, electroenzymatic approach is a chemical process of converting the enzyme into corresponding electrical signals. So, the summary of this terminology is simple, that biochemical reaction occurs with the interaction, when interaction occurs between analyte and the immobilized cells, and then these electrochemical reactions will get converted into electrical signals. So, that we can have the units on the display screen, right. So, how we can measure? We must have some sort of values, right. So, biochemical reactions must be converted into electrical signals. So, this is how biosensor works. Now, the outcome from transducer, that is electrical signal, which is of main importance, is a direct representation of a biological material or interaction with the biomaterials or with the analyte being measured, right. If it is not converted into electrical signal, that means we cannot measure the amount of analyte present in the sample. The electrical signal is usually converted into physical display for its proper analysis and representation. Why it is important to convert biochemical reactions into electrical signal? Because it is a measurable way to find out the percent or any type of measurement of analyte in the sample, right. So, this is how biosensor works. So, it is a representation. So, you must have an idea. So, we can say these are analyte, right. So, these are analyte, chemical pollutants, biological analyte, anything we can measure through these biosensors. It is not just related to pharmaceuticals or medical terminologies, we can use in daily lives, right. So, for example, if we talk about chemicals and pollutants, we need to measure. So, these are analytes or DNA, yes, DNA of course, we can identify through these biosensors. So, these are receptor. Receptor means your biomaterials, your inactivated biomaterials which are fixed onto a sensors. So, here at this point of time, once your sample interact with your receptor, then you see that biochemical reactions occurs at this point, and this is known as transducer. So, once biochemical reaction occurs, so transducer what it does, what it due to these fiber optics and electrodes. So, it balances the reaction and converted these reaction into a electrical signal, and amplification process is multiplication of the response. If the compound concentration is very low, then in case we use amplifier to get the maximum or multiplication of the response, so that we can have a definite or clear values of the analyte present in the sample, and then it will occur as a display unit on the display as a display units, right. So, I hope you understand the concept. These are your components or analytes which needs to be identified, and these are receptors, we can say any virus, bacteria, cell, anything inactivated form, right. And then once the component, yes, you must understand that every analyte cannot interact with every type of immobilized cell. So, the specification are there, right. So, based on, for example, if glucose measuring unit is meant for glucose concentration identification in blood, so it cannot measure BP, right. So, it is very specific towards the glucose measurement only. So, glucose these once react with the immobilized cells, then transducer converted biochemical reaction into your electrical signal due to fiber optics and electrodes, and then it amplifies the value and it will display on the screen. So, types of biosensors. So, we have variety of biosensors, but on the basis of sensor device we can and as well as biological material we can classify, it can be classified as electrochemical, calorimetric, thermal detector biosensors, optical, piezoelectric biosensors, resonant biosensors. Now, we will talk about, if we talk about its broad category. So, electrochemical is further subdivided amperateric, potentiometric, impendimetric, voltammetric, physical, piezometric, piezoelectric, thermal, right. The optical is direct optional detection labeled opticals. So, this is how we can use it. So, first type of biosensor is electrochemical biosensors. So, basically electrochemical biosensor works on the principle that many enzyme catalysis reaction consumes or generate ions, electrons, causing some changes in electrical properties of solution, which can be detected and used as measuring parameter, right. So, electrochemical biosensor identifies or measure the change in electrical properties of the sample or solution you are using for measurement. So, it can be further classified as amperometric, potentiometric, conductimetric. So, amount of current in is directly proportional to the substrate concentration. So, these are biosensors which are measuring the analyte in your sample. So, amperometric type of biosensor basically determines the concentration by identifying the current which is directly proportional to the substrate concentration, right. Potentiometric basically uses the ion selective electrodes to convert the biological reaction to electronic responses. These all are same, but using different approach. The means we are measuring the component values in the sample, but with the different approaches. Conductimetric measure the electrical conductance resistance of the solutions, right. So, this is how electrochemical biosensor work. So, you see in the picture the analytes and the sample amperometric biosensors, and bioreceptors interact, and due to transducer the signals is equal to your current. So, here the signal is in the form of current, right, and potentiometric you see using different type of electrodes, right, and the ion present in the solution will give the values of component. Optical biosensors, both catalytic and affinity reactions are measured by this type of biosensor. The product generated during the catalytic reactions causes a change in fluorescence, that is measured by biosensor. So, how it is getting changed? So, you see in the, this is the flow channel and this is the prism. The change in the refraction of the light will give you the results or measurement of the analyte present in sample. Piezoelectric, in these biosensors the surfaces is coated with antibodies, right, which binds to complementary antigen present in the sample solution. So, these type of biosensors uses inactivated antibodies on the surface in which antigen present, complementary antigen is present, like you must have read in your third unit immunoabsorbent assays, right. These result is in increased mass which decrease their vibrational frequency. So, basically piezoelectric type of biosensor works on this terminology, vibrational frequency or alteration in the frequency due to the interaction of analyte and the immobilized cells, and now it is used to determine the amount of antigen present in the sample solution. So, calorimetric basically calorimetric Biosensors measure the change in temperature of analyte solution. So, temperature is the key of these type of biosensors to measure the amount of analyte, whereas in a resonant biosensors, electromagnetic radiations is the key terminology for these type of biosensors. The biggest demerits of calorimetric are, so maintain temperature sample stream say plus or minus, right, 0.01 degree centigrade is really sensitive type of biosensors are, and low range in sensitivity is very low, right. So, these are these are some demerits. What are the different applications of biosensors? Biosensors can be used in food industry, as I told you that it is not specific to pharmaceutical field. The uses or applications may be wide. So, biosensors can be used for food industry to identify the microbes present in the food, right. Biosensors in medical field, right, your glucose measurement and all of those type of identifications, physiological, biological identifications, and drug discovery, drug analysis, right. So, monitoring chemical parameters, how high throughput screening for identification lead compounds like linked surface linked DNA identification, epigenetics, photonic biosensors can detect tumor cells and treatment of cancers, and in environmental monitoring to identify the pollutant concentration in the environment. Nano biosensors are also developing, which are very tiny in nature and which has a component in nano range, right, nano size, and these can be used for drug delivery purposes as well for prolonged period of time. So, these are the few applications of biosensors. I hope you liked my presentation and you have learned a lot during this session. Thank you, stay safe, take care, bye bye.